Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Shout out to Chattanooga. He said, let's start this party. Be quiet, Roscoe. Be quiet. Be quiet. I said, be quiet. Be quiet. I'm up early because I got to get my day started early. Be quiet, Roscoe. And he's still going. He's going to get a whooping. Let's see. I see the black Barbie. I see Shan, Gary. Tamarian, Holiday Tracks, TV21, Miss Muffin, Rochelle. Too Pretty. What's up, Too Pretty Miss Kitty? I've been seeing you on the Facebook, but I have not really been seeing her. What's up, Joke Free? Roscoe, hush. Hey, John Brown. My first time seeing you in here. Welcome. Lord have mercy. What's up, Dub JJ? What's up, I am She Johnson. I haven't seen you here in a long time. Hey, Diane Brown. What's up, Miss Diane? Oh, Lord. I can't take all that. You all hit the like, but what's up, Gray Face? Dub JJ? Y'all hit the like button as y'all come up into the room. Hey, Miss J. You know, we normally give everybody about 5 minutes. Oh, maybe the dogs will stop. Oh. Roscoe, close your mouth. Close it. I wonder why Ranger is shaking. We normally give about 5 minutes, so we'll get started in like a minute. Yeah, what's going on this morning? I had to get on early because I got some things that I gotta do. You all hit the list. Says, yeah, Roscoe on one. I'm about tired of him. He said, I'm hungry. Okay, you guys. I wanted to talk about, somebody sent me something yesterday and it took me back, right? And I had been looking for it. Okay. That video, that particular video. Stop. Wait. I had been looking for that particular video. Okay. Hold on, letting them out the door. I had been looking for that particular video, and it just kind of took me back. And I was looking at, Straight Drop, the night that he assassinated Young Dolph, right? And I thought about they actually they tricked Straight Drop, okay? They tricked him, and because of what he did, it kind of takes you back to the rawness of a lot of what had been put out, before people started to edit these videos, like when these people were going live and truly um expressing how they felt, no remorse, gloating. He was actually mocking Young Dolph. So I was looking at that, okay, and I'm getting ready to pull up that. Y'all, hold on, let me feed these puppies. Y'all give me like, here's an intermission for like 3 minutes. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had to handle these puppies right quick, okay? Anyways, you guys, so I want to pull that up, right? It takes you back to, you get to see the rawness of it. I think now, since you know, they put a lot of people on the internet, they paid a lot of people to edit. A lot of people was getting on the internet trying to spin a narrative. They was editing a lot of the raw footage, right? I think it had a lot to do with, of course, money, witness tampering, and jewelry tampering, right? So I want to pull this up because this takes you back to how a lot of them thought they tricked Straight Drop, right? He bragged about he was CMG. He thought that he was really getting ready to be the next big thing, okay? That's what he thought, okay? He found out quickly that he wasn't, okay? Hold on one second, you guys. Let me pull this up for you all. Y'all, please hit the like button for me, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Now, a lot of this stuff is starting to resurface, okay? A lot of it is starting to resurface. Hold on. This was the actual night that Straight Drop killed Young Gotti.
Dog, I don't feel like that, dog. Cut that shit up. We all sit down around this way. I got whatever on top.
So, like, as you can see, he actually had no remorse. He had no remorse for what he did. Okay. And he was bragging about he had walked him down, right? Okay, why he playing all that crazy music? You know, that's his music. I don't want, you know.
I think that's gonna be the
So they knew that night because people that was in his comments were saying you didn't have to kill a dog. Hush. They were saying you didn't have to kill him.
That shit's so bad right there. Who gonna get rich out there? That's gonna be the
So whoever it was that was driving was talking about how hot his music was, and he was gonna get rich off of that one. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Y'all, hold on. I need something for this puppy. Because he think I'm playing with him. I tell him to stop and he'll look at me and bark. Hold on. I gotta stop him. Hold on. So he'll know when I say don't bark. Don't bark. I said don't bark. I said don't bark. Now that's what I said. As soon as I turned my back, he barked again. Okay. So, anyways, let's keep going.
You gonna lie? Yeah. Hey, we didn't play one. I fuck on something. How many?
The people in the chat was like, we're gonna walk you down before the feds get to you.
Where is that? I got to know I don't give two fucks. Hey, we ain't fuck about none of this shit.
You heard him say he don't give two F's. He ain't messed up about none of it. He said everybody can pay attention to the NFL.cmg responding in Straight Drops Live.
You go. Let me see. Let me see.
Bitch, I'm blessed. I ain't going around, learn how to stealth. When I get it, I ain't little stairs. So we going up from some race. I pull it down in the field. I know, but I can't say amen. When you work, when drills, ain't no cap up in my race. Straight drop, no cut, nigga. Straight drop, no cut. What's that?
I see NFLCMG. Looks like what are those straight gray face? Are those like tornadoes that he's putting in there? Y'all saw the girl kissed him. They said she kissed him goodbye.
Hey. Shit like day to day. Let go. All the niggas down to lay. Blitz bonus. My young niggas on it. Bet I go out like Tony. All the niggas down to lay up in your grass. I call them snakes. All they know is trap and rod kill. Get some out the way.
If y'all look at that live, if y'all look at that live, those people knew that night that he did that because they kept saying you getting stretched. You notice, like there were comments saying you getting stretched. We getting you before the feds get to you.
My baby, I can't draw none dead. I ain't gangster. I live this shit day to day. Hey. Let's go.
Now look at this person's face. Now this man had just killed Young Dolph earlier that day. Look at his face, even though he on there, and when I'm gonna play all of it, y'all gonna see where he's mocking Young Dolph. Okay, when he look at them comments and he see that night that people knew that he had killed Young Dolph, this dude right here looked like he was in shock and scared and devastated. That's why he was drinking. Okay, I think he had a water bottle, but he was also drinking liquor because he said, I'm drunk as hell. Okay. So this right here is a dude that looks scared. To me, look at his eyes. They tricked him. Okay. And we're going to get into more of how they tricked him. But let's, because the guy that's driving said this right here, you're going to get rich off of this song. Okay. He thought CMG, they had tricked him like they was really getting ready to put him on. Now they trying to keep their own asses on. Okay. But they're not going to be able to keep themselves out of prison, that is. I digress. I'll continue.
Hey, double O, walk down game.
What y'all, nigga?
Big walk down.
Now that's little double O. Who's double O signed to, Great Face? He signed to Future, I think.
Game.
Man, you know that, man. You know that. What y'all, twin? Cool, scrape.
Man, you know me, I'm swag.
You all time stand behind you, man. You already know that.
You probably inside the video. Where you at?
Shit. Same spot you in, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me when you get off all, you know what I'm saying? Cause this motherfucker here lit. This motherfucker is lit. I know I just added about 500 birds. There you go. You got you a K now.
Now, y'all, this is what's disturbing to me. Now, they killed this man. They just killed a millionaire, a multi-millionaire person they should have been trying to be like. It took a father, a son, an artist, a human being away from his family, away from his life, away from his empire. And they sitting up talking about, yeah, I just added 500. They, gloating. They're gloating and trying to run up subscribers off of killing a damn human being.
Hey, I told you I got you, nigga. Slack. I got you, Slack. Hey, man. Tell them folks go tune in. Hey, man, now you gotta go drop them videos, all this shit, man. Go to work on that ass. You know what to do.
I got this shit in the.
Okay, so Lil Double O basically told it. He said, now you can go to work on their ass. You know what to do. Talking about running it up on CMG, I guess.
Back pocket.
In the back pocket, man. Tom Brady this shit, man. Free the guy, man. Slack. Free out the guy, rich piece the guy. Fuck the op.
Man,
fuck
we gotta
up.
drop
What
this
you say,
shit.
walk down, guy? Low bow.
We gotta drop this shit.
Hey, you already know I told you hit me up. We'll top everything up, bro. We finna get to work.
What you got going?
I'm headed right now, nigga. I'm headed.
I know you are.
Blick.
Why you ain't go to the birthday party, bro?
Oh shit, goddamn. I went to the first couple joints he had, but I'm working, you know what I mean? Shit, I'm working shit. I ain't got now.
I know what you are.
Posted who the op. Man, y'all know I'm big team 4K, big EBGK, big double RK. Stop playing with me, man. Y'all know
everything.
Come on, man.
We cracking everything.
Stop playing, man.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Hello. I'm gonna meet you back up. So I'm finna go and get the recording up, bro.
Now, Straight Drop tried to play happy, but he's not now. Lil Double O told him, I got your back, but he said, I hit you back. He was on there long enough for them probably to come and, I guess, follow him on Instagram or wherever he is. And but he hurried up and jumped off. And if you listen to Straight Drop, it's sad on both ways. He didn't really know what he was looking at, a life of hell. Okay, you listen to his nervous laughs and stuff, yet he was still trying to troll. Okay, he couldn't handle what he did. That's why he was up in there getting drunk. He said something about double R. I think that was muted out.
No, we don't fuck with double R.
Okay. So he said, no, we don't F with double R, F double R. So he was talking about Jizzle in them that night also.
Okay, I'm not leaving here, or we
Big double RK.
Look, JoJo Splat came into the live and said, we on all that. I guess that's why he was up there shaking. I cried when I saw how he was shaking. Okay.
No, I can't do one. My man, the bleed, that shit ain't pay. Play something else. I don't know. Play something hard, though. Who said that? JoJo, what's going on? Baby boy. You know what's going on. You feel like alone down and lay up in your grass. I call them snakes. I like police watch. Fuck the police. Fuck the ops. What move I been?
I'm in the truck with the two. Try me, you must be stupid.
On the race. Too deep up in the street, can't let me see it. I should pull my phone up. water smooth. All relax, but no jacuzzi. I just went picked up movie. Mr. CEO.
Somebody had just posted when Key Glock catch you over this.
Oh,
I said when Key Glock catch you, it's over.
I just went picked up movie. We got sticks and drawn on student. Get after quick to do it where it's dangerous. I feel Gucci. More like Gucci. I feel. I don't know. Let me see what you got on your phone.
Say what you want.
I got these for my message.
I'm drunk as hell.
On my phone, go with my file too.
Why you
I
don't
should put. Why you put my phone dead?
All my shit.
Why you don't have
They holding my all your songs on my blue phone is in my head.
You ain't got them songs. You got me and Yoshi songs on here.
I think I do.
Step on the nigga. Said travel flipping other back. Jay, what you tag me for? You know what I'm on.
Thank you, little
What
mama.
wrong with these niggas, bro?
Who else is this? Nobody.
Slime.
You know I got a blue eye. What's going on? I already got home.
What is that called? What's going? Consistent.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You got them other jumps we made?
Try to see.
Yeah, I'm seeing file.
Switches hit your brother and buzz back. You nigga like suspect.
Take me to my car,
You
yeah.
for like key like who's smoking.
Did you hear it? Did you see he laughed when he said them folks said Key Glock gonna smoke me and laughed?
Buzz back. You nigga like suspect.
Take me to my car, yeah.
You for like key like who's smoking. I like play some off.
I told y'all. So that's what CEO Bobby and JoJo Splat and them was doing after young Dolph was killed. You know, Dolph would say, and so when they would get on live, all of the little dudes that was around straight dropping them, that was a way of them mimicking him, right? They would be up under other people's lives or posting or on their lives and stuff, and they was calling young Dolph Flipper. And they would be saying Flipper done flipped his for the last time, haven't he? NFL means no fake love. Gotti later dropped a song called No Fake Love. Oh wow. I can't understand why this generation record everything they do. Well, I mean, they was just stupid from the very beginning. They was stupid to even take a hit. Why in the hell would they ever think that they could take a hit on $1 million man like Young Dolph? I'm gonna tell you how stupid all of them are. They a bunch of damn stupid fools. They took a hit on $1 million man like that was a celebrity. That's number one, and thought that they was gonna get away with it. They let you know that they was born with a birth defect. Okay. And then number two, they were so damn stupid. The old ass Negroes who put these young dudes up to do this, they thought that all of the vloggers that they could not buy out, everybody, they thought that they could put fear into everybody to, you know, I guess if they couldn't, you know, buy them out and get them to try and spew a different narrative, like make people think that Key Glock and them were involved. What they was trying to do was take folks out. Okay, that's what they was trying to do. It's Muffin said, you see at the top it says CMG gang, what's up? So it was just I mean, they was just stupid from the very beginning, but they tricked Straight Drop. Okay, they tricked him. He thought that even the guy that was driving the car, it seems to me, when they were sitting up talking about he was like, you're gonna make $1 million off of this song right here. They truly made him think that he was getting ready to be the next big thing. Okay. I wonder, did he know that they really had set him up when they removed that lawyer. Okay, when they pull our horn back.
Slam.
Okay, y'all ready to go? You know I got a blue eye. What's up? Where we going? I'm ready to go home.
What is that called? What's going? Consistent. Yeah. It's so crazy. You got them other jumps we made.
I see.
Switches hit your block and buzz back. You nigga like suspect.
Take me to my car, y'all.
You feel like key like I'm smoking. I like placing it off. It's 3-7 before. What do you know? I did. We going 420. That's us.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Hold on. I guess somebody hacking the live. It's certain people that come into the live. I already know that they work with hackers. Hold on. Okay, so when certain people come into the live, you guys, I already know that they work with a channel that works with like Brandon V Mims and all of them. They hacks. I'll be so glad when they get their asses for the hacking, identity thefts. What else is they doing? You know, because they thought that they was getting ready to have a group of Hispanic artists put on. Okay, we know Brandon Mills pay him. Okay, and they got people that work with them. Okay, that be jumping in my damn live.
That's Space Invaders. You feel like genuine spliffs. I'm consistent. Y'all seen me outside.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to.
Nobody else can smoke.
I smoke. You smoke. What you on, JoJo?
It's him back here.
Bro. Y'all ready to go to that? Y'all ready to go to that? Where the music go? It was probably what after house spot. You wanna go there? I'm drunk as fuck. What is the music video called?
So if you notice in the live, he said something to the effect, we already did the video. So it makes me wonder, you know, he's on the run at night, he's getting drunk, he's trying to play, he jumped on there to see what people were saying. Regardless to what he was saying, you could tell that he was scared. Okay, you could tell that, you know, you could hear the strain and stress in his voice. And so he said something about, yeah, we already shot the video. So I wonder, you know, that stepped on video, when was that video shot? Like, did they shoot that video that same day? Did they shoot that video? I mean, because I wouldn't be surprised. Or did they, you know, it had to be somewhere close around in proximity. Probably a week, maybe it was a week before, because they were trying to kill him that Monday. Okay. Also, okay, he said, Greyface says the video was shot like November 4th. or 6. Yeah, he was trying to see. Yeah, he was trying to see if people knew that he was involved. And if you could look at his eyes, okay, you could tell that he was scared, regardless of what he was saying. Okay, so they tricked him. The guy, like I said, mentioned that he was getting ready to be a millionaire, and that particular song that they played was gonna make him $1 million. It's really sad. Just misguided young dudes that was sent out. Okay, that was sent out. And I believe, because a lot of people forget that when this first happened, that I know Cypress and them try to say that I just like to pick on Yo Gotti. I don't just like to pick on Yo Gotti. But a lot of people tend to forget when you take away all of the BS that has been put into the atmosphere, how involved Yo Gotti was in the very beginning. Okay, how involved he was. He said, if my young nigga go to jail, I'm gonna get him out. So later on, people was trying to say he was talking about 42 Doug or something. Okay. Which didn't make sense. Okay. They said he signed to Moneybag Yo. So I mean, like, after that, we saw that him and Teezy was in the stepped on video, right? Hold on one second, you all. I wanna show y'all something. Look at this right here. This is how you know. This is how you know when somebody know that they done effed up and they scared. Look at his eyes. Regardless, contrary to what he was saying, that dude was not handling. He was trying to troll to try to make it seem like the CMG that, and everybody else, that he was a walk down gang or whatever. That dude right there looked like he could have went and took himself out. His eyes even looked like they was crossed up. Okay, he was so scared. All right. So then, like I said, he did the stepped on video. They tricked him. They put out the stepped on video like a few days after Young Dolph was killed. And we saw that he was with Moneybag Yo's cousin, his artist. I don't know. I don't know why we want to call him E40. Miss T, you see the Tennessee State? Yes, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I saw that great face. I had wanted to do a video on it. I was getting ready to say something else. Great face. I'm gonna send you an email. Yeah, he knew he was caught. Okay, thank you. Nothing. He knew he was caught, and he knew that it was over. And when he started seeing, look, he looked defeated right here. Thank you to Alabama hitter, Big Homie G. Now, I always said I felt like it was weird. Why was Straight Drop around all of these Brett Gang artists, right? He did a song with Big 30. I think him and Big 30 was already cool. Did a song with Big Homie G. Like, they made Brett Gang artists accessible to him even before this happened. That's who he was on stage with. That's who he was doing some traveling with. That's how we know CMG is not the only. When you hear I want to show y'all something. Stan G don't be minding if I play his stuff. Okay, Stan G don't mind. Somebody at Stan G for me. I don't think he mind. Okay. So I think when Mr. N, when you hear Mr. N talk about the other CEOs push for this, I think a lot of people, because so many people try to put out narratives, I don't trust nobody that when it looks like, my grandma used to say to me when I would do something and then I would try to lie about it. She would say it looks like a snake and it walks like a snake, but it's a damn barracuda. Oh, okay, you think I'm a fool. You think I'm a damn fool, right? She said it looks like a snake and walk like a snake, but you trying to tell me it's a barracuda. So a lot of people allowed what Mr. N say to go right over their heads. When he said, he put out there were other CEOs that pushed for this. Okay. So what they was doing was they was paying people and putting people up to try to point the finger at all of Young Dolph's artists. When hell, it looked and crawled like a snake the whole time. It never looked like anything else other than a damn snake. Okay. Somebody ask Stan G and let him know. I'm gonna play his video right quick. Cypher said he don't think Greg Gang was involved.
Highlight the text you want to simplify and let Grammarly rewrite it.
Why
you don't?
Why was what's his name? Brett Gang. What was the guy named Tabor? Was it Brett Gang Tabor or something like that? Why was they getting so mad at Moneybagg Yo? Because they felt like Moneybagg had turned his back on Straight Drop. Oh, okay. Sanji on the he probably in bed. Okay.
Don't know what's going on in this town. You don't know the history of this town.
Hush.
Y'all, they really tried to block a lot of, Memphis shine early, so they weren't able to keep up with how this all came to where it's at because you wasn't fucking with Memphis. Let's just keep it real. You feel what I'm saying? But now all the bloggers want to tap in and, oh, this is what happening with this. This city hurting enough without the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, leave it alone. If you don't know what you're talking about, leave it alone. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, because number one, dude love this brother. Dude ain't all this sacrifice, knock it off, bro. People in situations on both sides that's hurting. Knock it off, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so Mr. N saying right here, because this was like right after he did this interview with Stan G, like right after Big Jook was unfortunately lost his life. I didn't know he had said this, but he's saying right here that Gotti had loved his brother and he didn't believe that Gotti had did that to his brother. Y'all hush.
We don't need that right now. Leave it alone. You feel what I'm saying? Because them two families been a family, one family for years.
Let's get on another situation. I'm hearing a lot of situations about Big Jook and Govan. Can you elaborate on Big Jook and Govan? Like,
that's the one I really can't go that far into, but
Victor, I can't stop him from barking. I done tried. I can't stop him. I can't beat him up.
You feel what I'm saying? And you got CMG, you got Gotti Jook. And there's another side.
About y'all.
And these people don't rap. They don't be in the public. They not coming on nobody's podcast. Nobody know who they are. You understand what I'm saying? I damn sure ain't here to do the job that the police or whoever supposed to be doing. That ain't why I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? But
been in a car accident? Here's exactly how to get every dollar you're owed. If you've been in a car accident in the last,
CMG just ain't have. They didn't have it. It was put on that they had all these shooters and all these killers, but that never was the case. You feel what I'm saying? From since when C Baby and the original crew you was talking about, Pooch, all these photos around there were different. You feel what I'm saying? But when the manager get locked up and sentenced, when the hype man get charged when you about to lose an artist, and when the boss been taken into custody as a personal interest. Clearly, y'all don't do this.
And that's real.
This is not what y'all do, because after 3 times you losing men, staff, artists, you're not good at this.
And proving fake, proof in the pudding. Proof in the pudding.
So, a lot of boo game for my niggas in Memphis who tuned in. Whole lot of boo game. With some niggas gonna shake some behind it too, man. But think that this an army or a navy, bro. Nah, bro, that ain't what's going on.
Yeah. Nah, but have you ever noticed and really peep game how they all of a sudden making the Grove hero what he said about the 40,000 with Jook on Jook put 40,000 on Gotti head is all of a sudden come back and it's going back viral right now? Is they trying
we talked to Grove over the weekend. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, more blogger bullshit. Lot more stuff thrown out there, and the city just don't need that right now because the city trying to figure out how they gonna get over certain things, how they processing certain things, and we trying to be real and sensitive to everybody. But in the politics side of things, God just didn't have that type of hand on Memphis that people wanted to push out there and say that he did. You feel what I'm saying? And that ultimately that whole image and that whole thing turned into something else. You feel what I'm saying? The loss of a young genius, Adolph Thornton, young Dolph, with such flair, great musical talent, that hurt the time. You feel what I'm saying? It hurt me. 6 months before it happened, I DM'd Dolph. Daddy-O know this. Sleepy Cuz, what's up, Sleepy Cuz? They know that I tried.
Sad situation for the city.
Just talk about that fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? But I sent the message. I did what was in my heart. And believe you me, there are some people that disagree with that. There's some bosses that didn't. They didn't. I went to them and I spoke up on what I felt and said fuck, what niggas was on. I took a lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? Because right is right and wrong is wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But I never got on the internet and said, this, that, and the other. I talked to, like I said, Daddy-O, and I told him I was praying for him and the family. And I ain't need to get on the internet, G. You feel what I'm saying? Because that situation with Dolph, it changed. It changed me. I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit changed. That shit changed me. And
so basically, what Mr. N is saying is that 6 months before it happened, he DM'd Dolph to try to let Dolph know that they was planning to kill him again. Okay. He said he DM'd him to try to give him a heads up that these folks was plotting on his life yet again.
That what they were perpetuating over there could go that far. You understand what I'm saying? That we would lose dude. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't cool with that. You dig what I'm saying? And how it took place, because they didn't have the resources and because they didn't have the shooters, I protested anything that had to do with assisting these folks. You feel what I'm saying? In that particular thing. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay, so at the point that Mr. N found out about Hush, at the point that Mr. N found out about it, he's saying that they didn't have nobody to take him out at that point. They had started talking about it and perpetuating it. And he said that he started protesting it. They had not even gotten anybody at that point. So I'm assuming this is before they went to Govan to ask Govan if he knew of anybody, because I do believe that they did that. They went to Govan and asked Govan if he knew of anybody that could take this hit. So that's why I've always said that right there is how we know that Govan would not be the mastermind, because this thing was already put into play. The masterminds went to Govan. Okay.
I ain't got nothing against no nigga getting no money, getting a shine, none of that right there. But when it comes to a rap song, music, and then crossing it over to taking somebody's life, you know, that's bullshit, because you niggas got money and you up. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh my.
That's bullshit.
Hush.
You feel what I'm
It's
saying?
not only change you, it changed the city.
Hush.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
So,
you know, but there is a group of there's a couple bosses behind the scenes that they just ain't going. You feel what I'm saying? They see what it is and they done made a decision. This is what they own. Now I don't control niggas. You feel what I'm saying?
exactly.
Niggas do, yeah. Just cause I know this what's going on, and you know this how the strings being pulled. You know, I can't control none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Because these folks, it's deeper than rap.
Exactly. It's deeper than rap, and I feel you on that.
And I get to come on here. I get to come on here and say whatever I'ma say, and niggas all right with that, because I gave my loyalty in specific situations. I gave my assistance in specific situations. I'm a motherfucking boss, so I can come on here and say that, and I can protest within the group as to what I don't feel is right. And just like every nigga go to his partner and them and say, hey man, you know what I'm saying? That ain't it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the end of the day, they work for their position.
And like it was speculation about Gotti not treating his members right over there at CMG when you was around CMG. Like I'm hearing that he got his partner still, like his hype man, working at a regular job.
Let me clarify a couple things while we on here for the blogger too.
Right now, well-qualified.
My partner called me and let me know the location where, because it was around the corner from his house, where Dolph and Juke was meeting at. What Dolph was giving him the bowl. This way before a song came out. This way before, you know what I'm saying? All that. And so I knew what was taking place. I did. Cornelia Smith was my celly for 6 months. I known Quet for 15 years. When I got to Tresman High School, I was in the 8th grade. Juke was in the 12th. This is how long I known these people. You understand what I'm saying? So of course I got a say so, but everybody they own bosses. They run their own shit. They run their own shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, and they got their own crew. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see free Keon down there. Free Keon.
Yeah. But at the same time, like what I was trying to go over, like I'm hearing that he got Vato working at a regular job. Did he treat, like when you was around, that he was trying to like being kind of like selfish with the money or something like that?
That's what we was getting to. First of all, Gotti and Pepper went to New York, blocking numerous meetings. I can go down the list from J Records to Universal.
Okay, so now he's getting ready to Mr. N. Hush, Roscoe. Now Mr. N is getting ready to get into talking about how Gotti had started trying to when they couldn't kill him, you know, the numerous times that they tried, they started, you know, blocking his career, trying to block moves that Dolph was making.
The A&R was real niggas, and they were like, you know, these folks told me don't meet with you. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Not only that right there, but Devin Steele, y'all program director at 97.9 in Atlanta, he got a part in this because you heard Preach on the radio at K97. You ain't heard no other Dolph records on the radio at K97. They had this shit blocked off for years.
Shout out to Justice for Dolph. He said, "Hey Tamra and the chat, the key here is bosses behind the scene."
Years they manipulated. Even when street niggas had dumped $120,000, $200,000 into a project, they would arrive at K97 where Gotti, Pepper, and David Steele had already locked together and had a brick wall up. And niggas had money out on the line. This not me. This ain't just me. You feel what I'm saying? We were talking about what's my guys, bag it up and dump it. And too many more, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this, when they tell this story on the blog, they don't know the level of blocking that these niggas have done. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And Dolph got up on the interviews and spoke on this, and people act like they ain't never heard. You know, well, I guess the world never heard that before. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, it's exactly what Dolph said. Exactly. Now, me, I took it a different way. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I don't got to do it this way. I'm gonna do it their way. You feel what I'm saying? But every nigga not gonna take it a certain way. We talked about that the other day. Some niggas gonna call you out. Some niggas gonna get loud with you in the mall or wherever. You feel what I'm saying? Dolph one of them niggas, he gonna call you out. He gonna put you on blade. That ain't my style, but that's what he was on. You feel what I'm saying? Because it just had went too far, bro. With the blocking. Don't play this record. Don't play that record. Play this. Play that. These niggas on a remote control. You feel what I'm saying?
Would you say that will hold up Memphis back?
I told Devin Steele personally, you fucking up the ecosystem. You ain't got it fucking up the ecosystem. Now you go to Devin Steele page, program director in Atlanta, because he done got out of there before everything hit the fan for dog situation, before these situations. He gone. You see what I'm saying? See, he been gone. You dig what I'm saying? So, but I told him, man, y'all fucking up the ecosystem.
So that's why Dolph was really that man. That's why he really.
It just went too far, bro. With the blocking, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Lil Larry was doing his.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop it right there for a minute. Okay, now all those persons that sit up and talk about, you know, young Dolph shouldn't have been talking, he shouldn't have been saying this, he should have kept his mouth closed. I mean, they would feel the same way if they're putting their money into a project and you got somebody behind the scene, because Gotti had been in the music industry and had garnered more relationships than young Dolph. Okay, young Dolph was trying to get his foot in, trying to get deeper into his music, trying to make more money. And Gotti was behind the scenes, according to Mr. N, according to everybody in Memphis, hell, blocking the young man. So for those people that sit up and say that young Dolph should not have been putting what was happening on music, should not have been dissing on music, I'd have did it too. And for those that saying that they would have did it too, they would have did worse. Okay, so you gonna block me, and I'm putting all of my money behind myself right? All I'm doing is trying to come up and make a living for myself and my family. So what he did was he forced Dolph to go harder, and he started putting it in music. I would have did the same damn shit. So you get mad and kill a man because you want to do stuff behind the scenes, and he wouldn't let you throw rocks and hide your hand. He put it in his damn music, and then what pissed him off is the music started going platinum. Okay? They just couldn't stop him. That's why they killed him. Keep telling y'all that because everything that they did, it take a lot of energy to be sitting up trying to block people. And they still couldn't stop him. Justice for Dolph says Pepper linked up Jay-Z and Diddy with Gotti. He also runs Privé. Pepper, Steele, Mike T, all part of this situation. Pepper is the connection between local politicians, MPD, and Gotti. What's Pepper's real name? What's Pepper's who? Because I never heard of him. Pepper. He runs Privé. Artemis Pepper Williams. Mouth of the South. They call him Mouth of the South. He works with the youth. Oh my God. I remember him. Oh my God. I'm gonna go back to. Let me finish playing Mr. N first, because he got some more gems in. Oh my God.
This thing at that time, you know what I'm saying? God had him on Mo Control. You feel what I'm saying? And to a certain degree, I understood you ride with who feeding you XYZ, but bro, blocking and hating is hating and blocking, bro. We ain't finna call that nothing else. You dig what I'm saying? Like we ain't finna, yeah, bro. Like certain niggas barely made it through the cracks because these niggas was in the way.
It was in the way. That's why they were trying to go and get them. Like, soon somebody get on the level of getting into competition, he'll try to come and get them, like Zed Zilla situation.
You know, Zed a good nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Starlito, a good nigga, bro. You feel what I'm saying? T-Stick, V-Slave. You feel me? They got a good, they good folks. You feel what I'm saying? And if they could be a service in one way, they could have been in service in another way. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just all about what type of boss you is. You feel what I'm saying? And let me say this right here. It's certain people in Memphis, y'all elected. Y'all elected this shit, man. Don't try to back out this shit like y'all wasn't. No, we ain't gonna let y'all back out this shit, bro. No, y'all will ride with this shit. Y'all will ride with this shit. Do not try to back out this shit, bro. No, nigga. Because them niggas were blocking and Dog got up on there and said what was really going on. And anybody that challenged any of that, they was a hater and they were this, that, and the other. Now, everybody on this bandwagon. But you niggas were just cheering for this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Memphis been trying.
So We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna even portray Memphis on a national level like that. You feel what I'm saying? That nah. You niggas know what y'all was on. You know what you was on. But it's somebody, see, you know, like I said, I have to watch how I word things. But it's somebody above all of this here. You dig what I'm saying? It's some niggas above that really do run the time.
I know, like,
you feel what I'm saying?
you was in the group with Krim and Young Keto when they was in the group back then, like with Gotti them. I seen Krim switch and start messing with Dolph on a major level.
Man, things didn't get, you know, I hate to say things didn't get off track, bro, because all these people know each other. So things didn't get off. The niggas got off the money, stopped thinking that, and drunk off the power. You know what I'm saying? Money became, you know, niggas God. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo, John. Oh man, we the biggest. Y'all already know. Run them lights up, give me hyped up. They run it.
In the streets, as far as Memphis goes, bro, bro, way more crews, way more groups of niggas was.
Okay, shout out to Stan G. Shout out to Mr. N. Mr. N dropped a lot of nuggets in that video, and I think I think people tend to forget about that, because see, what happens is when you have somebody to put out the truth, what they'll do is they'll go get vloggers and pay them. Okay, all they gotta do is give them oftentimes just a piece of a rock. Okay, and they'll go and change the narrative. Okay, because none of us are perfect, but just because we may not be perfect doesn't mean that we're not telling the truth. And so they'll go get a blogger to try and discredit a person, and then people tend to forget about what that person said. Was amazing to me is that regardless of how people feel about Mr. N, Mr. N is born and raised in Memphis. Okay, so at least I know he lived the majority of his life in Memphis. So for people to allow anybody that is not from Memphis to discredit what he has said is really just kind of loco to me. Mr. N said what a whole lot of people around Memphis have been saying. Okay, about even Young Dolph's haters knew that Young Dolph was being blocked. Okay, and as I said before, I'm talking about this is why Young Dolph was it wasn't about a girl to Young Dolph. I think it was about a girl to somebody else. But I think this is one of the main reasons why Young Dolph was being blocked. Okay, we're gonna try to block his career, but as I've always said, you can't block a person with money. So he spent a lot of his money to try and garner his career. He paid people out of his pocket. He basically forced him, while they were trying to block him, they forced him to be successful. They are a great part of his success. I mean, hell, if they didn't want him to be successful, they shouldn't have been trying to block him so much, because I think that's what made him go harder. So they are a great part of his success, right? Since Great Face, we'll see what I can do. I think he's going to speak up next after Govan trial. Hey, Greg Francis, he says Player Fly was hating too because he was mad they blocked him too. Mr. N threw the alley hoop to some of these bloggers and they fumbled. Right, because he threw the alley hoop to some other vloggers, but they fumbled on purpose because they got a price tag on them. They had already they bought out a lot of them. Doc wasn't worried about a side tip to make. I think it all boils down. I do believe that a great part of why Gotti was mad at Young Doc was because of the baby's mother's situation. And then too, I mean, Young Dolph was tall, chocolate, handsome. He was more appeasing to the eye. I mean, he can't help it. It seemed like they be wanting to try to kill you. Can't be handsome, okay? They really come after you then. Hell, he's sitting up talking about his baby mama, mad about his baby mama. As I said, his baby mama was not probably more than likely not even a damn virgin when he met her. She had been giving ass away to other men. So what he mad about? Gray face for real. It says I'm missing some comments. So that and Big Juke set that shit up. Everyone in Memphis knows that. Now he was getting ready to talk about that. It was some bosses. I mean, I wonder who were the bosses above them. He said they said that Stan G has something to do with the murder of Mo3. Lord have mercy. I don't mean no harm. And this is my first time seeing you, what's the Al Plaga? I don't believe Stan G had nothing to do with the murder of Mo3. Lord have mercy. That's the first time I ever heard that in my life. Oh my God. The Alabama hitter says Juke was tall and chocolate too. But after that, you can cut the Edward Potts. Why Govan ain't in no trouble. Um 109 likes. Y'all get the likes up for me. It's only 109 likes. It's 218 people in here. Please hit the like button for me, okay? Please do hit the like button. Lambert is one of the bosses behind the scenes on Gotti's side. You also got a couple of crew members part of the case. I never heard of Lambert. Who is Lambert? Heavenly says, I'm screaming. You all make sure y'all run the likes up, okay? Also support the channel, okay? You can support the channel via Cash App, or you can hit the super sticker. You all hit the like button for me, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. Greyface says, Quick got to deal with Desmond Rogers too. The Black Barber says, Juke only had a nice smile, and he would most definitely have a wicked head game on top of money. Yeah, if Juke wasn't he wasn't so damn stupid. I mean, he was tall and stuff. He was personable. But rest in peace to him. I don't like to talk about the dead. But I mean, people would have chose up on him before they did somebody short. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Juke had a relationship with Young Dolph. Okay, I think what ended up happening was he could have been hating on Dolph quietly, but I think he just, like most people would, he chose his brother's side. He was always like his brother's muscle. And once his brother saw that Juke, and because remember now, Dolph says that Juke and Gotti had fallen out, but they were still brothers, right? I think he made up with his brother once he realized that he was messing with Dolph, probably. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's some construction going on, so the dogs are going crazy, barking. Duke's uncle ran smoky shop together and trafficked drugs through the same TN pipeline. The Wills brothers and Govan partners. Now it's some construction going on, so that noise from the construction got the puppies barking. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Anyways, you guys.
Doing their thing. You dig what I'm saying? So you got to maintain that level of respect once you get into the entertainment industry. You go up, you still respect these folks over here who been getting them in for 15 years, for 10 years. These folks having money, folks been having money. It's still a certain level of respect. That's a real star. These niggas ain't no real star. You feel what I'm saying? Because a real star gonna stay the same. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't saying you got to go to the hood, put yourself in danger, but nigga, I'm the same. I don't need no validation. You feel what I'm saying? I know what I am. I know who I am. I don't need no validation.
These folks be in the gangster matrix.
Yeah.
But if the young dog situation would never happen, you think this would occur with a Big Jook situation? RP to those guys though.
RP to those guys. No, it would not have. And it all could have been prevented. But where it started was somebody wanted to be bigger than somebody else. Somebody wanted to mistreat somebody else. Somebody felt like.
My name is Larry Rice. I'm a member of Rice Law, and when I'm standing in court protecting my client, that is the
they was bigger, or you can't say this, or I can't say, you can't say this. Nigga get on the record and say your name on the record. That ain't my personal style. I ain't never called no nigga name out on no record. You dig what I'm saying? But am I going to look for him and I live a great life? Am I gonna go send a crew to? Am I gonna spend $200,000 to go try to kill a nigga because he said my name? He fucked my bitch on a record.
I thought Mimi was pimping, man.
I'm not finna do that, my boy. I'm not finna do that because I'm good.
What a pimping.
Now, Mr. N basically just confirmed that it had more to do with a young lady. Okay, it had more to do with somebody being mad about a woman.
So right here. This word got fucked up here, right here. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas start believing, nigga can't say my name. Nigga can't say this. My nigga ain't gonna play with. Nigga don't play. Hey man, listen. Live in reality. It's a great fucking place to be. You know what I'm saying? The internet ain't your home, man. Live in reality. And the reality is your kids go to a great school. You got a great life.
Exactly.
See, we the only people who do this type of dumb ass shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because the Jews, they own these songs. They own niggas. They own niggas' masters. And they ain't never finna get to shoot nowhere. Nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. You dig what I'm saying? And they own all you niggas. Masters. All of them. I know this. Because I'm in the courts dealing with this shit as it pertains to my music. You feel what I'm saying? So I know you don't own. I know you don't own nothing. I know your favorite Memphis rapper don't own one word on his last album. I know this. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, with me knowing this, why is it going to this? You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Why is it getting taken to this level? You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly. Hey, it's crazy though, bro. It's crazy how everything been moving in the city, and everybody they got everybody just watching this clown show And every single time, like some major that happened.
So y'all, Mr. N told y'all a long time ago. This video was, I believe, in last January. So Stan G and them put it out, confirmed basically what happened. Okay, why this happened. That's what happened. Then people wanted to go into talking about straight drop. Wasn't the Mr. N didn't really talk about the shooters. Mr. N talked about, because Mr. N knew that the shooters was sent out. Mr. N talked about the people that really wanted Young Dolph gone. Straight drop would have went and hit anybody, which is sad to say for a record deal. And I wonder how that worked out for him. Okay. It didn't have to be Young Dolph. It would have, he would have went and hit anybody, which is really sad. Okay. But like I said, he told exactly what happened. A lot of these narratives and stuff that had been put out and stuff, it was because these vloggers, a lot of them was paid to put it out. You get one vlogger who has a big platform, who has connection with other bloggers. And then they had interns. Another way that they do it too is they have interns to send these big cash apps, right? And then they'll start emailing you, Miss T, such and such said this. They did it because Young Dolph grandmama. I'm going to send you a $200 cash app. Each and every time they send them cash apps, I ain't never been thirsty for no money like that. I always made my own money, okay? I got a lot of damn overheads, but I makes money. So they couldn't buy me out. Okay. But to some of these vloggers, you getting $200 and they coming into your chat. I'm gonna send you $100. I'm gonna send you $100 cash app. I'm gonna send you $50, $200, $250 because you speaking the truth. They gonna go with that narrative every time. Bought and paid for, as my dad said, 2 for a damn penny, Negroes. I can't stand nobody that is come 2 for a damn penny. That means they ain't no earthly good. You supposed to stand on something. Money shouldn't be able to buy you out. Here I am. I told these mother suckers. I worked for the police department. I knew a lot of what was going on in the background. They would take my damn information as if it was their own, and then they would try and twist it. They had the interns and they people on here. Well, she with the police. I told these bitches I was. Okay, I told y'all I rocked with them. I never tried to hide nothing. I said, y'all, I worked for the police department, so I know a lot of the police officers. I said, Caroline Mason, I worked in the same office with Caroline for so many years. Caroline was just a detective. She had not even been promoted to sergeant yet. She was temporarily assigned to GAB. I said, Caroline was not one of my people. Okay. It was like oil and water. Okay. I was real young back then. Okay. I don't think she liked young women. Okay. But she didn't give me no issues. Okay, Caroline was so funny to me. Caroline stop. Caroline would walk through that office. It was a guy named Clip. Be quiet. Y'all, they doing some construction. Oh, they getting on my nerves. Oh. Anyways, y'all, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Dogs getting on my nerves so bad. And them folks doing the construction. Made my memory go blank. But anyways, you guys, they started putting out, okay, all these different narratives, okay, and I had been up front from the very start here. What would I get? YouTube didn't pay me. YouTube still don't pay me no money. So what do I get out of coming out of here over here trying to put out narratives? They was hacking. Okay. I didn't know they had put Zale on here. And so They right. So but that's how they was doing. I'm gonna get back to the interns. But that's how they do it. You know, I knew they had their interns out. I know that's what they do. Like when they want to, they know that they can use social media. It's a powerful thing. If enough people say one thing, then people will start to believe it if they see it enough. That's what they was doing. That's one of the reasons why they started trying to pay vloggers to spread this narrative about Key Glock, because they had planned to take out Key Glock. They didn't know that when they did this to Young Dolph, it was going to spread like wildfire. The people, but that was just God. People was going to take an interest in it. Okay. And just continuously talk about it, right? They thought that because they had been popping at him for so long, they thought that they was just gonna be able to get away with it. And let me go back to Caroline. I'm not saying anything bad about Caroline, because Caroline cool people. But I was gonna say Caroline Mason she walked into general assignment. I worked in felony response, so I would come in at night right before Caroline and them got off, right? So Caroline never spoke to me, right? So it was a guy named Cliff that worked in there with me. Cliff was cool, real cool people. So Cliff be sitting up in the front office with me. She walk in, hey, Cliff. I said to Cliff one day, I said, Cliff, she walked through. She wouldn't say nothing to me. I said, Cliff, I said, did Caroline speak to you? He said, every time she walked through here, she speak 3-4 times. I said, Caroline don't say nothing to me. So then one day Caroline called me, hey, boo. I was sitting there at work. She had left. She needed me to do something for her. Hey, boo. I said, damn, that sounds like Caroline. Caroline don't talk to me. I said, who is this? Detective Mason. What you doing, boo? I said, ain't this some shit? Caroline just walked past here and then speak to me. Can you pull up something for me? Because see, during that time, MPD had the system Visions, okay? They had Visions. And that was before they started locking cases and stuff. We can go in there and pull up everything. Can you pull up something for me? I need you to do something for my mama. And when she came back to work, I did it for her, you know. It wasn't no problem. I pulled up something for her when she got back to work the next day. She walked right past me like she didn't see me and didn't speak to me. She had to we worked in the same office. I said, ain't this some shit? Heavenly says that particular blogger mentioned a number for you to Zelle him or Cash App to donate. He literally be big. Lord have mercy. TB21 says Justice for Dogs. Give me a hint on which one. But I said that to say this. Even that's why I say she's not one of my people. But even with that being said, Caroline, I don't believe that Caroline would risk, because Caroline now is the colonel for investigations. They get moved around a lot. I don't know if she still is, but she was, which means she's over all of the investigative bureaus. She works up under the chief. She's not a chief, she's a colonel. She reports only to the chief and to the direct police director. I don't believe Caroline husband got a church and all that. He got that big old church over there. I don't believe Caroline would risk being up under investigation and all of that. She already making good money. Her husband's church make a whole heap of money, so she ain't needing Yo Gotti and the money. I don't believe that she would risk her professional career. Okay, at this point now, okay, I don't believe she'll do it. I don't believe she would do it on that level. I'm thinking about somebody told me, another colonel that's one of my closest friends has said to me about her, but I don't believe she would risk her career on this investigation. She's something else now, but anyways, I digress. Shout out to Caroline. We're not going to talk about Caroline. Justice for Dawg says TB21, the one who been trying to cover for Goldman and Trula while blame all those people is part of the play. And that's what I could understand. Why would people believe that? When you get these vloggers on here, some of these vloggers are going to be indicted. Y'all don't believe me, do you? Have I ever lied to y'all about anything? Do y'all know a lot? Do y'all know half of the shit that these vloggers are into? Y'all don't know half of the stuff that they into. Identity thefts and stuff that and hacking and stuff and all of that, that's federal. So what they started doing was they put a hit on me. I talk about this, y'all, because it's the truth. So then after they couldn't get a certain vlogger. So a young lady reached out to me. She said she started reaching out to me. I talk about this all the time. Trust me, the feds know. She started reaching out to me, and which a lot of my subscribers reach out to me, right? She started reaching out to me, and it was small talk and all of that. And she said she was trying to feel me out, okay? And she said she was trying to feel me out. And so she had said she finally got comfortable enough. We ended up having a phone conversation because when she asked me, she was like, can you make sure, she was like, I want to talk to you about something, but can you make sure nobody can read these, like nobody has you hacked? She let me know that they had me hacked. She was like, you need to change phones because they had hacked my phone, child. I don't know what they thought they was gonna hear. I got 4-5 phones, okay? And so it made me very interested, right? So when I ended up speaking to her, she let me know that this vlogger had told her she told me about her background, all she had been through and all of that. And she let me know, and I've been trying to unblock her. They blocked this lady, okay? I can't find where she's blocked nowhere. And so she let me know what this particular vlogger had been trying to get her to do. Okay. He tried to get her mad enough because somebody was telling me recently that they went and told her I tried to do something to her son and all this old crazy. See, it's just a bunch of shit, right? And I was like, I don't know. I don't like to get into stuff like that. But anyways, they was telling this person this. She said this vlogger was telling her this. She actually told me who the vlogger was. She said it was Onan. She said Onan was telling her that I got her fired from a job and this, and that. And I didn't even know this girl. I never knew where she worked at. And when I was like, why would I do that? She was like, oh, T. Oh my God, T, I'm so happy that we talked. She said they was telling me all of this, that you was doing these things to me. And she said that Onan told her, you see, she be going to get her toes done. Like, remember y'all, when I used to post, every time I went to get my toes done, I don't go no more because they put them funguses on my toes. I would leave there and the nail shop and go to Dillard's and buy me some, y'all know I love stiletto heels. So I would take a video and put it on my shorts, okay? Showing my stiletto heels. I'm talking about this because the FBI and the Memphis police know, and guess what? They have not closed the case. It's something there. All I know is every so often, because they can close the case and say it was unfounded. A couple months ago, the investigator that was on the case reached out to me and said, I know you thought we forgot about you, but the case still open. We still working this thing. Okay. So anyway, she told me, she said, he told her when she goes to Dillard's, what you need to do is figure out what Dillard's that she go to. Okay. And then you need to be out there, figure out when she go get her nails done and when she go to the Dillard's, and then be out there and make sure you hit her in the head, give her a headshot. Hear my right hand to the Lord. I was trying to figure all of this stuff out. Even when I went over to the South Precinct and I was talking to one of the officers about it. I said, I don't really know if I should file a report because I can't wrap my mind around this shit. So he was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and it's good to just go ahead and put it on paper. Anyways, so anyway, I asked her, I said, why would this vlogger? I never did anything to this man. He was lying and pushing a narrative. Like I talked about his kids and saying I was a private investigator, was hired to find out what happened to his son. I never in my life mentioned that man's son or talked about his kids. What the hell was he talking about? Why would he want to kill me because of that? Anyways, if he felt like I was a private investigator trying to figure out what happened to his son, why would he want somebody to kill me? I never mentioned that man's family ever. Even now with him being in jail, I've never even did a video on him, right? So she said, well, Tamra, here's the thing. She was like, I remember her mother was in the background. And when she called me again, she said, please do not let this go. She said, I know you're a good-hearted person, because I couldn't believe that it was true in the beginning. Because I was like, why? I just can't wrap my psyche around this man wanting to have somebody to kill me. But here's what that sparked the interest of the Memphis Police Department and the FBI. The young lady said, it's not just him, it's the people that he works for that want you out the way. And I think they're trying to dig, because this young doll's case is so big. That girl, she told me that about a year and a half ago. They could have been closed the case and said it was unfounded. For the officer, the investigator, to be constantly reaching out to me every time. I know you think the case closed. It ain't closed. We're still working this thing. They watched him for weeks and weeks and weeks. That's the reasons why when one of the investigators said, you know, what's so scary to us is that, you know, we see how he talks about you, but it seems more staged or something like that. He said that somebody is behind that because you talk about that young dog's case, and that's what they were trying to figure out. He said, but we got a bigger issue. He said, when we was looking at him at his show last night, it appears to us he's trying, just like he tried to get this young lady to do to you, he's trying to create an atmosphere to get people to go into that cookie shop and just off them people. Okay? And just off them people. He said that we got another problem, because that's something that we feel like that he is trying to push, right? Anyways, so that's why I always say, you know, and so then what ended up happening was, okay, when they started having these vloggers, we found out he was behind that. That was an atmosphere that they tried to create, a hate atmosphere. They had bloggers lying on me, right? So we could push a narrative that she's sleeping with everybody's husband and this, and that. That's when the FBI got involved, okay? Because it had to have been somebody, okay, that it had to be somebody. And I've always said it behind it. That's why the case ain't closed. They started having vloggers lying on me like they did Key Glock. If they can create an atmosphere to spew this hate out about her, then it could be a jealous wife that hit her. That's why they started investigating some of these vloggers, right? That's why I say a lot of these vloggers, they found out what a lot of these vloggers are going to go to jail, okay? Because when you start doing dirt, okay, and then you start being investigated, a lot of people don't know what these people doing in their everyday life, the crimes that they doing behind the scenes and stuff that they should not be doing. A lot of them gonna lose their jobs. They are breaking federal laws. How these women sit up? You got a damn job. You could talk your ass off. You would never hear me say anything I'm not supposed to say. It ain't no way in the world, if I got a job, I'm gonna let a damn vlogger put me in a position to give them some information to put me up under investigation. Okay. And to lose my livelihood. Okay. And so a hate atmosphere was being created. And we could put, and it was dark, and he was the leader. If we could put all this propaganda out about it and start a hate train, we could do something to her, and it'll look like everybody hate her. All this hate, she's sleeping with everybody's husband. She doing it. It could have been a jealous wife. When that stuff started happening, one of the investigators said, "I'm willing to bet you that it's him." He was jumping up on his platform. I don't get in that stuff. This, and that. He even had people calling me. Onan ain't involved in that. When that person called me and said that, I said he definitely involved in it. The investigators had said it. The vlogger's doing it, but he's leading that train. So then he ended up telling on himself because we served him. We tried to serve him, right? He jumped up on his platform and said, I know she delusional because she tried to serve me. We we started trying to serve him some paperwork from my area to his. What the attorney did was hired. The attorney got a process server. I had to pay him in Atlanta to serve him. Y'all already know it ain't hard for me to get nobody address, right? I everything I want is accessible to me. I just don't. You ain't never find it. I don't look up folks. If they don't want to tell me, I don't want to know. I don't want to know nothing. Leave me alone. Okay. I don't do nothing I'm not paid to do, but can't no vlogger pay me to do nothing. And can't nobody pay me to give out nobody's information, so that they could put it out. I don't do stuff like that, right? And so he told on himself. He said, but I know she delusional because she tried to have me served. So when the process server was going to his house, somebody was answering the door. The process server, they say he don't live there. I said, I know damn well that's his address. Hell, that's the damn address that the police, but anyways. But he told on himself. That was that, I was like, wow. I know, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't get in nothing like that. So he was one of those ones that he could easily, he liked to pull strings if he was weak-minded, right? And I don't even like talking about him now because that man needs some deliverance. He got a real evil spirit on him. And so, but I'm this type of person. I know that man has nothing to lose. Okay. I guess I am police for real. But the people that was around him that was giving him information via their jobs and shit, I'm after them. Because number one, they are a liability. These folks have access to stuff they shouldn't have access to. They shouldn't have them jobs. So they need to go to jail. And then number two, then the company's got to be sued. Okay. He would be absolutely asinine if he didn't have a bunch of damn fools jeopardizing their livelihoods for him. And so now what you have to do is make examples out of them when they destitute. Okay. You have to send some people fucking back to the projects, bitch, since you still got that mentality. You ain't got no business with a job. Okay. Anyways, I digress. So anyways, let's move on from that. Okay. So I always wonder, when a person just pop up on YouTube sometimes you need to wonder, who they're working with, especially when it's obvious that CMG has something to do with what happened to Young Dolph. But then they start blaming Young Dolph's mama, Young Dolph's children, Young Dolph's woman, Young Dolph's artist. You don't even say nothing about the people that had a history. I get suspicious about people like that of trying to kill him. The people that killed him, you gonna fight for them? And people crazy enough to follow stuff like that. Okay. But anyway, shout out to God. Okay. One thing I do know about me is that I'm favored. Okay. And everything that has ever happened to me has been coming to that a lot of these bloggers did has been coming to pass. Okay. These bloggers committing breaking federal laws. I don't want to know nothing about nobody. Don't y'all know that my systems, with the type of systems that I have, one system that I got, TBI had to come out and check my office. Nobody could go back there in my office when I got that system up because it's connected to TBI. So I get audits on every system that I have. So when these Negroes get to hollering about you did this, I don't have no fear about nothing. All my systems get audited. These bitches ain't enough for me to be risking nothing I got going on. I don't give a damn about what you got going on until you mess with me. Okay. That's right, Ken. You can't beat the feds. I've been saying this for a long time. You can't beat them. You can't beat no entity that can't run out of money. And what Great Face talking about? He said TB 21 all that slick diss and gonna get them caught outside. Oh Lord. Y'all hold on. My auntie calling me a lot. Hold on. Oh, I see. I mean, I know though. I don't think he's you want so are you talking about you want to get your TV show back? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's an insult. Person beating that door like he crazy. It says, man don't know nothing. Just look. Just look. We can turn up. We can turn back down. Anyways, you guys. I was getting ready to talk. Y'all can pull them up though. Pepper Mouth of the South. Pepper Mouth of the South. Anyways, you guys, what was I getting ready to talk about? Yes, y'all, it's still live, you guys. It is. But so I was talking about some of these vloggers, and so everything shouldn't be done. That's why I've never indulged in a whole lot of stuff. Like people get mad. Jesus, hold on. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Like I was saying, there was certain things that I just would not even indulge in. I think I'm just kind of discombobulated from all of these activities. Miss T is straight drop name on the list to speak in Govan's trial. Inside joke. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna tell y'all something. People be running so scared. I think they've tried so hard to have to take everything off of them and to turn straight drop Cornelius and Govan against. I think they put it all at Govan, and that's kind of what they do. Because as it relates to being, I guess, above straight dropping them, Govan will be the lowest on the totem pole. So that's normally what they do. Okay. So they want to put, as far as straight dropping Cornelius, they want to put everything. I'm talking about the people that actually wanted Young Dolph dead. They put everything on Govan's shoulders. And I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying they're so straight drop, and Cornelius can tell everything on Govan and kind of leave them out of it. Okay, that's normally how people do it. And that's what they've done, right? Straight drop knows more about, I guess, Brett Gang and Endless and CMG than Cornelius would. I think what Cornelius would know is secondhand information. Straight drop knows firsthand information because Straight drop was their hitman. Okay. Um, yeah, rest in peace to Young Dolph. None of this had to happen. It definitely didn't have to happen. Now everything has hit the fan, and I think this should be a lesson for people. Okay, I know I was kind of all over the place. So much stuff been going on, construction, this, and that. Child, I've been skipping all over everything. A lot of stuff I was getting ready to say, I forgot. My nerves and stuff and got bad. But anyways, I think Govan going to take the time just to save face of other people. He says, and they said they also saw a man over 6 foot tall, about 280 pounds, running on the interstate at the time of Mo 3 was killed. It was on Ratchet TV last night. I don't know. You know what? I don't know a lot about that Mo 3 case. I just kind of let them have it, right? I think the people down in Texas, in a Dallas, Oak Cliff, or whatever, they would know more about it. But a lot of them are street guys, so they're not gonna get on YouTube, a lot of them, and tell the truth. So you have to wonder when you hear them talking about it, are they telling the truth? Because they live in that city. They're not gonna tell the truth, especially if they know the person. They'll redirect the energy as somebody else. So you can't really believe everything, even though I believe they would know. I just don't believe that they would get on here and tell the truth 100% about what they do know. Okay. Anyways. So I just kind of let the Dallas vloggers they do their thing on that Mo 3 situation, I guess, whether it's true or not. I do believe that they would know quite a bit because they know the people in the city. I don't try to refute them on that. And that's why I never understood why the Dallas vloggers thought that they can run up over here and try to refute a girl straight up out of Memphis, out of South Memphis, born and raised, okay, on anything that goes on in my city. To me, that, I mean, I never understood that, but I guess it's not for me to understand insanity. Okay. TB21 says Govan better save himself while he keep getting his dates pushed back, thinking people going to turn themselves in, but that's not going to happen. um I tell you, Cypress is when is another members live. We should do a members live tonight. We should do a members live tonight, y'all. I think we should do a members live tonight. What y'all think? I need to do a live with the gold and the gold members and the platinum members. And then we'll do an exclusive live with just the platinum members tomorrow at Real Talk Time. Do you think Govan will go? Do I think that Govan will go to trial? I mean, based on if I'm going to go off of what has happened in the past with trials like this, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't think he will. do a members live and speak on a video. I said, okay, I'll do that tonight. Miss T, make sure you take notes on what you're going to talk about, so you so you won't forget. Y'all, everybody be making fun of my memory. I be having so much stuff going on. I be forgetting stuff. I have to write down everything. I do. I have to write it down. If I don't write it down, it's over. Do you think Straight Drop will get the death sentence since he's also involved in Covington shooting? I think that will come. In my opinion, I think it's going to come up in other cases. I think it's going to come up, yeah, probably in other cases. Somebody that came into my comments and said that they had heard that TZ was involved in the Covington shooting. I mean, I had heard that it was Straight Drop, but hey, I don't know. TZ was the gang. TZ was the gang leader. So what he did was, I think he assigned. I think TZ assigned people. So he didn't really do anything, but assign his guys. Mr. Parker says, if you do a platinum live, will you finally tell us what you and Quit talked about at 201? I ain't never had no conversation with Quit at 201. I've never had a conversation with Quit at 201. I saw Quit one time. I probably need to. Have I ever told y'all that? Well, I probably don't even need to. Okay. Have I ever told y'all that? Some things I don't know if I ever said that. I be forgetting. I probably wasn't supposed. I think the dog thing was 100% juke. Bobby Allen says he think the dog thing was 100% juke. It's a lot of people think that. We'll talk about that in the live. It wasn't. I've never had a conversation. I've never had a conversation with Quet. We'll talk about it in the live though. I did see him though. I don't know, y'all. Maybe I will. Maybe I will talk about that. I don't know. I just wasn't sure if I had said anything on here. Bobby Allen says, even Dow said in his rap said Gotti had cut off a big juke. John Brown says at Heavenly, yeah, they use the same white beans. Says Straight Drop have other charges that they never brought up yet. They did tease it dirty too. Left him waiting to be found for hours. Yeah, they did. They left Teasy. It's hard for me to believe that Teasy hung on that street every day. They would leave him out there until 2:00, and nobody stopped to see what was going on. Yeah, nobody stopped to see what was going on. So he said Govan knows what they did to Teasy. He said he heard Teasy was hit 25 times. Oh, Lord Jesus. He said I talked to Quit. Maybe I have talked to him. If that's him that be coming in here, that's because they swear that that's Quit that be coming in here that say he's Stanley. If that's him, I've talked to him a lot. Because Stanley was in here a lot. He said, at some point you outgrow your hood. Yeah, you do. Yeah, people be so jealous of you. It's ridiculous. That's why his girlfriend went off on Dolph cussing him out. Dolph should have sent a driver to pick them cookies up. I just think that young Dolph felt like he was safe in his city. I don't think he had been beefing with them. And a lot of times people feel like when they're not beefing with somebody, that it's okay. I don't think he took being a celebrity that seriously, especially being around the people that he came up with, being in familiar atmospheres. He just didn't take it that seriously. Unfortunately. I wish he had. A lot of people want to blame him for what happened to him. I don't. I blame the people that did it. They had no business plotting on that man's life. So I blame them. Because like Grove Hero said, if he's supposed to be able to walk into a cookie shop and get him a cookie if he wants to without somebody killing him, he's supposed to be able to. These were highly sophisticated men that plotted on his life. They was getting money also of some sort. So they should have been spending their time trying to get more money than trying to plot on his life. What did Cypress say? Cypress says, hell yeah, that's him, Stanley, aka Quit. You ain't fooling us. Is that him? Let me see, y'all. I don't know what shows. See, Stanley used to be in here a lot. He's called in. I don't really know. I don't know how Quit sounds. Or maybe I do know how he sounds. I just forgot. Stan G got that too, y'all. Stan G got all the juice. Let's see. Let's see. I think a quick call him Govan. And see, I wish I remember the shows that he called in on. Really, I do. I will be able to compare the voices. Let me see.
Fulio could have stopped all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. So if you sing Fulio to, like, if you got it, well, I guess Fulio, he gonna hear this like anyway. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some more meat and potatoes, man. Everybody saying that you know Raven from the cookie shop, from Makita's Cookie.
Oh, man, hey, what's the old saying? Stan G, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Man, Raven walked in front of me right now and slapped the shit out of me. I wouldn't know who that lady was. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't. I ain't never.
So all the bloggers out there, you just threw it out the window. You ain't never seen no Raven in your life.
Man, and look, I don't know this. I don't know that lady, man. I ain't never met her. I ain't never been to the cookie shop, but none of that goofy shit.
What's you and Black Youngster relationship?
Man, I don't rap. I ain't never met no motherfucking Black Youngster day in my life.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Absolutely, though. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I can't find the video. I can't find the video of when I don't remember the videos of when Stanley called in to pull him up so that I can compare the voices. I don't know. I would have to be able to compare the voices. Let's see, justice for Dolph Crazy that they don't care about the kid, his life matter. He sounds like Stanley. Stanley ain't been in here in so long. I don't really know because he only called in a few times, but he would be in the chat typing a lot though. He called in like 2 times, and I did so many videos. I wouldn't know which video it was. I wouldn't. I thought I did a video, and I put his name on it. Maybe I didn't because I was looking for it. Let me put Stanley Govan. Let me see if that'll come up on my video. I don't think I labeled it, y'all. I didn't. Justice for Dog says, if you find that voice, we can tell you if it's quit. Dog. I don't think I have it labeled. Let me see. Stanley Govan. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to find. I thought one time I put on Hernandez Gopan brother calls in. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. So I wouldn't have a way of knowing which video it was. I wish I had. Let's see. Hernandez Govan brother calls in. I guess I didn't. Oh wow. I hate I didn't. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. I can't find it. I just cannot find it. I didn't label it. Go back to around the trial time. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me go back to around the trial time. Yeah, I'm looking for it. Y'all know I'm looking for it. Hold on. I've gone back. Let's see. Um Hold on. Maybe I should put Hernandez go man. You know what? I'm thinking now. I think he called in around the time, maybe around February, when was Cornelius supposed to go to court, have his trial, go to court the first time? Was it in February? Because I remember he called in and said he thinks that Cornelius is trying to get sentenced after his brother goes to trial or something like that. I think. Hold on, Cornelius Smith. found it, y'all. I found it. Y'all, I found it. I found it, y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the chat be tripping.
Yeah.
They being changed. Why do you think they keep changing Cornelius's court? Family?
Yes, it is. You know.
Let me just say this, y'all. Whoever it was, it was pretty. He never came in and caused no problems at all. I don't know if it was Quet or his brother. Is Justice for Doll still in here, y'all? I found it. This is the video right here. Are they still in here? Justice for Doll? Is Justice for Doll still in here? Okay, I found it. Here it is. Okay, I guess they didn't want to talk. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Oh, y'all, I've had such a long day today. I have. I mean, if you want to call in, you can call in. I'll be on for like 20 more minutes. I'll be on for like 20 more minutes. So anybody that wants to call in can definitely call in, okay? Like, share, and subscribe for me.
Maybe we can get some pizza or some chicken.
We have food at home.
We have nail polish at home.
You know your brother be looking at the show. You know that.
Nah.
What did you have?
No, because I remember I just remember the last time when I was in there like a couple of months ago, was commenting, posting, and then it was like you've been muted by somebody, and not blocking.
Y'all, it was messing up, but that's him. That's the person that called in.
And I already kind of.
So I think we talked about that the last time. Like maybe somebody has blocked you because I went to my block list and you weren't in the block list. So you said you was gonna make another page, right? You said you was gonna make another page. Make another page because somehow what they be doing is, and you might be right, like muting. I hadn't thought about that. Mute a person where I can't see them because they said they can't hear you at all. Yeah, I think they've been messing with my stuff tonight. So
Oh. I mean, right. Where do we go to plan for?
I don't know. The chat be tripping. Type of obsession with me. It seemed like after 3 years they would have just gone, just leave me alone.
Like,
What? So what was happening was they was hacking into the stream, and so what they was doing was when they hack into the stream, it speeds the voice up of the person. So people was not able to hear him on that particular one, but he had called in before. Because so that video was speeding his voice up, so that wasn't a good video. topic right there. What causes poverty? Greedy people. Greedy people.
Like a night crime, but really nice.
That's exactly what you're right.
So to those people are just involved, there's no place like crime. It's never gonna go away.
I agree.
And there's no excuse for the crimes that they commit, but like black people are just they're just fucking tired. Tired of break bread. It's time for the government to start breaking bread with the black, with the African American people instead of the immigrants and the Caucasian.
Okay, so that's Stanley right there. Let's listen to Quet's voice.
I'm just gonna say it. I don't know that lady, man. I ain't never met her. I ain't never been to the cookie shop, but none of that goofy shit. What's you and Black Youngster relationship? Man, I don't rap. I ain't never met no motherfucking Black Youngster day in my life.
Oh no. They said it's not Govan. I didn't think it was him. I don't know though. They said Stanley talks too proper. They said Stanley talk proper. Yeah, sound like Govan's voice is a little deeper.
We're not asking paying a handbag, but like, damn, you know, who wants to pay bills or be broke? Who wants to be oppressed?
But that only happens in our community. You don't hear other people saying they paid their bills and they was broke, do you?
Wow. You can't feed niggas. You can't give a nigga peanuts like they have a damn service and
Okay, so that's not good. Stanley doesn't sound like Quit to me. Jojo. Okay, they're saying it's not Quit. He said he was Quit's younger brother. Mr. Parker said it's Cypress. Oh, he said that's not the brother either. Justice Fidel said that's not even his brother. Hell no, that's not Quest brother. Look up Drayshawn Govan. This guy said his name was Stanley Govan. I mean, he was cool when he came into the chat. I didn't kick him out because he didn't cause no problems. Lord, this guy said his name was Stanley Govan. Lord Jesus. I asked him though. I told him he sounded like a guy named Big Stepper. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hmm. Hold on, you all. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, hold on. Give me just 1 minute, okay? I don't know. Hold on. Let me see something else. Just give me 1 minute. Hmm. Well, I don't know. Quest for sure playing both teams. That's how he became the biggest field plug. He was banging a white male. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord Jesus. Um, let's see. Hold on, you all. I don't know. I don't even know if that's his brother or not. He said that he was. I don't know. Um, Anyway, y'all. Look, Justice for Dawg says any last questions before he leaves? Not against suggestive adult. When Hagerman mentioned Quet and his brother shopping artists around for deals, was he talking about Drayshawn and Quet? John Brown said, what was the motive? Oh, wow. They said Drake, his brother Drayshawn, is not involved in the plot. Well, who is Stanley? Um, it says, remember, it's some bosses behind the scenes. So, Justice for Dolph, who do you think the bosses are that's behind the scenes? Who do you think the bosses are that's behind the scenes? When are you going to do some content about the Juke Kid? Cypress, who do you think took Big Juke out? Well, you've already said who you thought took Big Juke out. Gotti is terrified of Govan and his crew. Why is Gotti terrified of Govan and his crew? Fun with Granny who? No, that's not Quit. It's one of his friends. Oh, it's one of Quit's friends? I understand Gotti and Juke, but was Zebo motive? He said because he was always rapping about them and wanted to be part of them, but him and Juke was too lame and broke to be part of them. They are real killers. Tamarian says that's a few. It's some more I can't think of right now. Justice for Dolph, who are the bosses behind the scene? That's what I want to know. Who are the bosses behind the scene? I didn't see it. I didn't see. If you answered it, I didn't see it. John Brown says, "Does anybody know why Zach Randolph would play a role in Dolph's murder?" He said, "I hear those killers you got over there, Tamara. Tamara, you got two sides of bosses. One's close to CMG, the other side close to Quet. One on the CMF side is Lambert, and one in the crew is Mr. Cold. Are they from Memphis? I never heard of them." Govan connected those two sides of bosses. Allegedly, he's one of the bosses. Hmm. They all in Memphis. Oh wow. Hmm. Hmm. Real big bosses that ran with Petty's, Woods, G Trains, and all of them. Hmm. Hmm. Some are not even on the internet. They run the city. True Mafia is LMG Mafia. Just to Dolph, when you speak of Mr. Cole, is you referring to Bobby Cole, Craig Petty's close associate? You know what's so funny? One of my cousins, I was telling you all that that don't allow nobody to put him on the internet. He got a club in Memphis, and I wanted to interview Craig. I was saying I said I would like to interview Craig Pettis, but somebody told me that Craig Pettis had a facelift. He had a facelift. I don't know if that's true. I said, but I don't want to interview him because I heard about how he was. I was talking about everything everybody had said about him. He said, no, he not. He ain't like that. Justice Redall says Cypress TV Mr. Cole is nickname I came up with to protect his identity. So I don't get on a live before I have a chance to release my info on Mr. Cold. I was gonna say I never heard of a Mr. Cold. Justice for Dolph. Did Dolph ever slide on CMG for all the attempts on his life? John Brown, no, Dolph don't care about them suckers. Yeah. I tell you. So Mr. Cold is a made up name. Tamaria said he's a cool. Yeah, my cousin's like, no, he ain't. He ain't like that. One of my friends that's a police officer was like, I you know, when Craig, he remember when Craig Pettis, he used to ride North Memphis. He was like, he was shocked when he heard about, you know, the killer that Craig Pettis was supposed to be, because he was just selling, you know, little petty, you know, he wasn't just selling crack weed or something. He didn't even seem like a killer even back then. He created an environment where they could keep trying. I don't know, John Brown. I don't know. That was the rumor on the internet. He said he should have known what time they was on. Anyways, you guys, yeah, I gotta get out of here, but I appreciate you all tuning in. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, HD Bully. When I later on today, when I get back, I will we'll do a live tonight. How about that? Yeah. Anyways, this has been a good live. It has. I enjoyed this live. It was really cool. Everybody in here was really cool tonight. Thank you, Mr. Parker. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna do a members tonight. So if you're not a member, please do become a member. She says G Train was a very good dude. I remember my brother got into something and he brought him to me because he knew me. Yeah, I'm telling you, my cousin said that. I was like, I would like to interview Craig Pettis. And I was like, no, because, you know, if I mess around and interview him, they say he did this, and that, you know, he'll mess around and have people. And he was like, he ain't like, no, he won't. He's not like that. The last time I knew Craig Pettis was in a jail, I was willing to. He may be moved now though, but I remember somebody told me he had got a facelift. That could be a lie too, because when they took him off of that plane, when they got him out of Mexico, he looked the same to me. So I know they did a lot of deep undercover work to be able to obtain him. That's why I keep telling y'all that Adam is an FBI agent. The guy that's got that vlog. When I first saw it, Mr. Parker gonna say, Adam ain't no, was it Mr. Parker? Somebody said, Adam ain't no FBI agent. I said, Adam is an FBI agent. And I think he is a full-blown agent. That's what I think. Anyways, I could be wrong. I don't think he working with the FBI. I think he is the FBI. They said whack too. No, Whack reminds me of somebody that might be working with the FBI. Vlad could be one too. Vlad could be one, but I don't know. But I definitely believe Adam is one. They do, you have to think about how deep undercover a lot of these people have to go. They have to become a totally different person, which is why when they do these deep undercover things for years and years, they become another human being. They have to go get counseling when this thing is over because they forget who they are. A lot of times they lose their wives and stuff like that because they've so used to being this guy that was married to, to a porn star or became a porn star, whatever. Wack is the new hip hop cop of this generation. Thank you, Heavenly. Sometimes I be looking at my chat, and sometimes I might be in the bushes of somebody else's vlog, especially as it relates to some of this. When they talking about some of this crime stuff, I'm very interested in not necessarily vlogging on the Mo3's case, but just looking to see how everything turns out. I be looking at some of these folks. I be in the bushes sometimes of a few people that talk about the case that's not whacked out. Okay, and I be looking at their in their comments, and I be looking at some of the lingo that people use, and they don't probably don't even know they have a lot of law enforcement hanging out in their chat. I enjoyed this. I did too. I enjoyed this live too. Very cool people in here today. Is Eastern African or Native American holiday? I don't know because I was looking at a preacher say that that if he died on a if he died on a Friday and he rose on the third day, that would not be Sunday. It wouldn't be Sunday. So a lot of pastors are refuting that now about Easter being on a Sunday because that wouldn't be 3 days. And you think about it, killed him on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be 2 days. So I guess that is something to think about. But hey, I don't have any issues with celebrating God because I do believe in God. So any day, if you ask me. They say it's a pagan holiday. She said it's a Jewish holiday. Hmm. The 3 days is for the church to get paid. Hmm. You Ray Myers. I talked about that in my platinum. Um, on One We Go, it doesn't belong to us. My bad. It's Passover. They celebrate. Yeah, just celebrate God. That's what I do every day. It's good to celebrate God every single day. Every single day. I think more people need to celebrate. Even if a lot of people now understand they don't believe in God, but I mean, we definitely didn't get here by ourselves. They need to find something good to celebrate because they don't have any issues with celebrating Satan. They celebrate evil all day, but they don't want to celebrate anything good. I know they said Jesus is God's son, not God. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, they say Jesus is God's son, not God. And then you hear people say, well, God says that you can come straight to him. You ain't got to go through his son. So, I mean, folks will try to refute you on that. I just say serve God. Just serve God. Find something good to serve because it's so many people that souls are corrupted. Anytime you can take money to go kill a person, you are infested with evil. It's something wrong with that. It's too many ways to make money than to be going taking somebody's life. I think that's why a lot of people don't have peace because when you take a soul, I think those souls torture a lot of these people. Okay, those demonic spirits and stuff that's been released into the atmosphere tend to follow you until they walk you down. Okay, until they walk you down and snatch your soul. Okay, because the body that we're in is just a shell. Okay, they walk you down until they snatch your soul. Um, yeah, try to do something kind. Y'all know I said, I listen now. The last couple times I've been in Orange Mound, I have not seen any dogs. Okay, because I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. What I did. I said, well, what I'm gonna do is, God gave me this idea. I said I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree. That's my favorite store. I got to stay out of to get some doggy bowls because it's getting ready to get hot. So when I see dogs like in Orange Mound, South Memphis, I could put the doggy bowl out and put some water in the bowl so that they can be hydrated. But the last few times I've gone through Orange Mound, I haven't seen any dogs around. I guess they done killed them all. I don't know, cause God really dealt with me about when I went to McDonald's to get that dog some chicken nuggets, and they was treating the dog mean in Orange Mound. I saw this guy with all them dreads on his nap ass head, and he hit the dog. The dog eye was bloodshot red, which means they had been beating on the dog. He could barely bark. And I wish I could have gotten out and given him some water. What I should have did though, I should have called a dog pound, because the dog pound would have came and got him and gave him some shots and stuff like that, and try to put him up for an adoption. I gave him some chicken nuggets, and he put the one nugget in his mouth and spit it out and ran. So I mean, that's a sign right there. If dogs don't eat something, that means it ain't worthy of being eaten. And so then the next day when I drove through there, I was looking for that dog. I went back the next day. It bothered me so much, y'all. I went back and that dog was laying in the street dead, y'all. I cried. I did. I cried. And them folks in Orange Mound ought to be ashamed of themselves. He was dehydrated. Steven, I didn't get me nothing from McDonald's, okay? I don't eat from McDonald's anymore. I think I'm getting ready to. I got to get out here right now and go over to my go to. I ain't gonna say where I'm going, child, because Lord, I'm getting ready to cook a healthy meal right now because I haven't even cooked breakfast yet. I think I'm ready for another fur baby. I'm still hurting. My rabbit died. I had her 5 years. She was my baby. I love her so much. My baby was crying. What kind of dog are you gonna get, Tamarian? I'm getting ready to breed my Yorkie again for some full-blooded Yorkies. So what kind of puppy are you gonna get? Because they have the babies in 4 months, which means I have some Yorkies in 4 months, okay? And I sell them for 2,500 to the people that I know. People I don't know, 3,000. Okay. So just let me know if y'all want some. Anybody want a Yorkie? Full-blooded Yorkies, and they already have their shots. People buy them. You just have to sell them to the folks that really want them. I feel this way: the more you sell them for, I don't have to worry about folks putting them on their damn grill. Okay. I don't have to worry about that because some of these folks is twisted. They get puppies just so that they can. Oh, don't get me started with these people. I have to check them out to make sure they don't get the puppy home so that they can try and bestiality. I need to get some of those. Get me some. You want you a puppy? That's what I got, full-blooded Yorkies. But those of you all who gonna call me to get a Yorkie, we meeting at the police station, okay? We meets at the police station because I don't trust nobody, okay? Because especially some of these men talking about and their girlfriends either. We meeting at the police station and cash only. And I'm gonna have my yellow pen, okay, to check the money. Oh, he said he want the money. All right, y'all. I gotta cook. Did you check out Case and Allison Case? No, I'm glad you reminded me. I'm going to today. I'm gonna do it today. Okay, you guys, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all's support. Thank you all for getting on. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be in the members tonight for the gold and the platinum. Okay, we don't drop no exclusive. Listen, if you're a gold member, we do a live where we go in there, we talk about stuff, but I don't drop no exclusives. If you want exclusives, that's all platinum lives. So get a platinum, okay? I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. We'll talk later.